Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the idea of certain elements that you need to have in order to become successful when you're media buying. And media buying, what I mean is by that is that buying ads on the likes of Google's network, so that's a search display network, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all those kind of tier 1 traffic platforms. And this is for like when you have an e-commerce store, okay? And whilst buying traffic on those platforms, can be very lucrative, if you don't have these four, I call them like pillars or elements, if you don't have these kind of in place in the brand, you're most likely gonna, spend the investment that you have marketing wise on buying these ads and actually not getting a good enough return to, justify, putting more into the machine, if you want to call it. So basically, I'll go over four of these pillars. You need to have them in place. And the stronger that these pillars are in your business, the more successful, in my opinion, the more successful that you're going to become when it comes to actually running paid media. A lot of brands talk to me about the idea of wanting to run paid media, but we have to go through a process and actually see if paid media actually fits the brand. And if one of these pillars that I'm talking about right now, if it's not strong enough, I would advise against the idea of actually running paid media, okay? So anyway, without further ado, let's just hop in and take a look. So I speak with various e-commerce brands each week, and one of the most common topics is the idea of a flow of consistent traffic landing on their website. Targeted traffic that has an interest in what value the brand has to offer so that it converts. Now we can achieve this through various actions like social media, and you can do this through organic and paid, email marketing, search traffic, again, organic and paid, direct traffic, and the likes of referrals. Now, whilst organic traffic from the likes of search engines and social media pages can help with, landing this targeted traffic to your site, it shouldn't be the only solution. You can't rely on organic traffic to build and sustain your brand online. You need to incorporate other traffic strategies. So the likes of running ads with the right marketing strategy to acquire attention from your target audience is, in my opinion, the best way to acquire new customers and sell to existing customers. Now, if you couple that with email marketing, they're the two main drivers that will build your brand much faster than posting on the likes of social media all day long. Now, using organic social media has its importance, especially when you are first starting out with building an audience for the problems you solve and the value you have to offer your market. But if you wish to scale things up and build your brand to new levels of revenue generation, using paid media will help you achieve this. Now, however, in order for your brand to become successful with paid media, you need to have these four pillars in place. Otherwise, you'll be spending your marketing investment into a system with holes that will not help you achieve a return on your investment. So let's just dive right in and check these four pillars out. So first up on the list is the product you sell as a brand. Your product plays a huge part in the sales conversion process. If your product is of low quality, doesn't do a good job of delivering a positive end result for your market, shipping times are slow, etc., your media buying efforts on a high level will not work as long as, as a long-term strategy. Over time, you'll end up getting poor reviews, poor quality feedback scores on your media buying accounts, the likes of Facebook and Google, and you'll end up paying higher customer acquisition costs. So make sure you're selling products that are delivering a desired outcome with a good, customer experience before you start investing into the idea of acquiring customers and sales using the likes of your paid media. Now, customer journey and sales process. Another very important pillar to consider for your brand is to make sure your customer journey and sales process is on point. This is the part where you have a sales funnel in place that is designed to acquire attention from your target audience, create desire for your product, and persuade them to complete the purchase. So it looks a little something like this, where you have an advert, post, website, your shopping cart, checkout process, and post follow-up. So if this journey is not performing well on your website, if it's not converting, okay, you should look to improve it so that you can increase the sales conversion rate of your website. Having a strong sales process and customer journey can make your paid media work. As you know, already that the audiences you send to your website convert into revenue for your business. So it's highly important that your sales process is one that sort of helps to persuade and convert your visitors. Okay. So in theory, if you use paid media to acquire this attention and pre-sell for your brand, your sales process will continue to convert. And you can always test various elements of your website's customer journey through split testing certain elements of the website to improve conversion rate. If your ad is getting a lot of clicks and attention using appropriate targeting, but you're not getting conversions, sales, it's likely your website is the problem. And you can see now why having a good converting website and sales process is highly important when you're looking to spend money on advertising platforms to, acquire more sales. Now, here are some reasons why a website sales process doesn't convert well. First up is loading speed. Slow load times will frustrate your visitors and they'll bounce. So anyone landing on your website, whether that's mobile or desktop, if the website is loading slow, people are gonna get frustrated and they're gonna bounce, and they'll bounce back onto Facebook again, or they'll bounce back onto Google search, for example, and they'll try and find another competitor that can solve their problem. So make sure that you have good loading times. So the next up is perceived value. Make sure your value to cost ratio is value heavy. So basically, make sure that the value that you're offering, far outweighs the actual cost of, buying the product, essentially. Okay. The purchase process is too long. So make sure that your purchase process is quick and easy to complete. So again, when they're going down your sales funnel, adding to cart, initiating checkout, the whole lot like that. Some websites make it far too long, too many steps to complete the purchase, and people, again, get frustrated. They might get distracted. So try and make that concise and simple, and essentially just quick to sort of complete the purchase. Another thing is the lack of trust. If your website doesn't do a good job of building trust and credibility, you're not going to convert visitors into buyers. So if you look scammy, if you don't look like you have sort of authority, credibility, if you don't have trust, essentially, if your website is coming across as if it's not going to be able to deliver on its on its value, people are going to break down. There's going to be no trust incorporated, and when you don't have trust, you're not going to have people being persuaded to sort of do business. Okay, so you gotta get things like social proof up, show your authority in the sense of maybe educating your customers, telling your story, and making sure that your site, the design of it, is actually deemed as trustworthy. Okay. Include guest checkout. So don't have your visitors sign up for an account. I see this a lot. They add to cart, and all of a sudden the next step is to complete a sign up process, and that's just going to frustrate the hell out of people. Allow them to complete the purchase as a guest. Okay, let them check out as a guest. So the important takeaway for this point is that your customer journey needs to be a good experience, and you need to have a good converting website in order for your advertisements to work well. Now, next up is advertising. Okay, so once you have covered the previous 2 points, your advertising will be in a much kind of better position to become successful. Okay, running ads to poor converting websites that sell poor quality products will short-live your advertising campaigns. So you need to have a strategy in place, along with crafting ads that are good at acquiring attention, drawing the eye of your target audience into your offer, and communicating your value through engaging ad copy and creatives. So your ads need to resonate with your audience a lot. They have to evoke emotion and a real understanding of your ideal customers. Okay, knowing their problems, pain points, desired outcomes, feelings, etc., will give you the data you need to in order to create high converting advertisements. And when you couple a great ad with the right audience, it's more or less game over, because you will convert your audience into buyers as long as you have the other pillars I'm referring to in place. Now, just continuing on for advertising, how do you make ads that resonate so well with your ideal customers? Well, here are some questions you should answer to find that out. Okay, so understanding their pain or pleasure points. Okay. How does your offer deliver a solution to these pain or pleasure points? What things turn your customer off? What language does your customer use? What grinds their nerves? And are there common traits among your target audiences? Okay. Answers to these questions will help you create ads that will resonate with your ideal customer, acquire their attention, and get them to take action with your brand. Now, product market fit. The last point I want to mention about being successful with media buying for your ecom brand is having a good product market fit. And this is perhaps the most important out of all the pillars. Why? It's because your brand's website, okay, could have the world's best sales process, the most amazing ads, a high quality product. But if you don't have a product offering that is in demand and is what the market actually wants, needs, then you're going to have a hard time selling it. So how do you know if there is a market for your product? Well, simple enough really, guys. You can just look at the sort of previous revenue data that you've had in the past, say, 6 to 12 months. So this track record will be a great indicator in providing proof that your product has demand. Okay, if you've spent money in the past to sort of generate revenue, you need to ask the question, like, was there a good return on that money spent? So to run some simple numbers here, let's say you have a good media buyer in place that knows what they're doing, and you spend, say, $1,000 in a previous marketing campaign to generate 2,000 or 3,000 back. So your investment actually made you money. What if you spent 1,000 and it generated 600? So clearly your investment didn't pay off, and there might be a reason for that. Perhaps the product you're selling doesn't have a strong, doesn't have a strong enough demand. Okay, so this could be an issue. Now, this is provided that your media buyer knows what they're doing, has experience with maybe the sort of markets that you operate in, and is kind of like confident that maybe what they're doing in terms of driving traffic that is likely to convert. If they're taking care of their job, that's fine. But when you actually see that you spent 1,000 to generate only 6, provided that they're looking after their job correctly and they're doing the right thing, it could be very well the product that you're offering the market just doesn't have that sort of strong appeal. So these proof of concepts will help you to determine if there is a market that is actively wanting and actively seeking what you sell. So as a general rule, it's safe to say that if your brand is doing consistent, 5 figures a month in revenue, for example, there's a strong indicator that what you sell actually has some form of demand. So to conclude, guys, that's it. There you have it. These are the 4 pillars your brand needs to have in place in order for it to be successful when running paid media campaigns on the likes of Google's network, whether that's search, display network, or even YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all those kind of tier 1 traffic sources, for example, and even various other traffic networks that are available to us online. There is quite a lot. It's not just Facebook and Instagram and Google. There's quite a lot of them. But that's it. A high quality product that has demand for what it offers the market, with a website sales process that converts, and the right audience, the right advertising and marketing campaigns in place, your brand will turn out to be a success. All right, guys, so there you have it. They are the 4 pillars, 4 elements, 4 things you need to have, and have them align, of course, with each other in order for a brand to become successful when you're running paid media. So let's go over a few of the things again. We talked about high quality product. The product has to be of good quality. It has to sort of be durable, well made, deliver on the solution that it's designed for, solve a problem, that kind of thing. Well, again, with that product in mind, if you don't have a product market fit, if there's no demand for this very high quality product, then you're going to have a very hard time selling it. So you need to have product market fit. So you need to know that there is actual demand for that. So you can kind of see, you can kind of understand through, say, previous data, revenue data, that this product or products that you're selling actually do have like a proof of concept. So you can actually take a look at the revenue of the last, say, 6 to 12 months and see, if it's consistently generating, 5-figure income, it sort of ticks another box, basically. Okay. And also to your sales process, your customer journey, your sales process, your website has to do a good job of converting visitors into buyers, essentially. So that means that, it needs to do a good job of selling. It needs to do a good job of like persuading people to take, micro commitments, such as like visiting product pages, adding to cart, initiating checkout, completing that kind of that customer journey, if you want to call it, like that customer sort of buying process. And it's got to do a good job of that. And again, like your website as well, the products that you're selling, the value has to be stronger than the actual price point, basically. So people need to kind of feel that they're getting more for the money they're actually paying for the product. And then, of course, like advertising is a huge thing as well. So once you've got all those 3 pillars in place, advertising comes into place when you're running these ads on the likes of, Facebook, Instagram, Google, the whole lot. And your ads and your marketing strategy, your ads have to resonate very well, speak well to the ideal customer, engage them, get their attention, pre-sell them, draw them into your actual website. Your ad is like the sort of first point of contact, if you want to call it, whether that's warm traffic or cold traffic, but it's designed to sort of get the attention of the target audience, and it's designed to sort of pre-sell. So build the kind of imagination of, hey, we've got value here, just take a click and we're going to show you. And then, of course, the website takes over, and that's when the website is designed then to sort of continue to acquire their attention, engagement, and develop that develop more micro commitments and persuade them into actually adding to cart, completing the checkout, that kind of thing. So that's it. That's all I got today. I hope this video was of value. I hope everyone's doing safe and well. At the time of recording this, it's the 30th of December, and it's in between, of course, Christmas and New Year's. So I hope everyone's staying safe and well. So until then, we'll talk soon.